say. Hello, welcome to the show. It's Matt Cassel. It's Kickoff Kevin. That's Brandon Ray. I'm Bobby Bones. What's up, Matt Cassel?
What's up, brother?
So to you two knuckleheads who sit behind the desk over there, Matt and I have been trying to play golf forever. We finally played golf together.
What?
So
Yes, we did.
he has 5 kids. I have 5 jobs. So it's hard for us to just get the hour right. Like we have available hours, but they never match.
Ever.
And so I was off last week completely, and I text Castle. I said, hey, I'm free Wednesday through Sunday from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. I gave him a wide open window.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Had nothing going on.
Nothing.
And so I said, let's go play golf. And so I'd set a time at my club, but the best I could get for the next couple of days was like 11 p.m., which is brutal because it's 500 degrees here. Because he got an app. And Castle hits it back. He goes, hey, I got on. It's on. It was a little earlier, which was nice. It was like 10 a.m. So we go to Matt's club, which is very nice. Nicer than mine, obviously, and a former NFL quarterback.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
You just were asking me to sponsor you to get a second
I'm
golf
just
club
saying,
membership.
hey.
Is it nicer?
Of course it's nicer. It's far nicer. It's premier. It's plush.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a very nice golf club. Yes.
I'm not shaming you.
But it's also not probably the top here in Nashville by any means.
Have you ever played here in Nashville, Belmead Country Club?
Yes.
Okay, so I've never even been on that course.
It's tough to get on.
Yeah, because they locked that one down.
It's like, yes, blue bloods.
Yes.
I heard the
Old
application
money.
process,
Yes.
you have to have 50 sponsors. 50.
What's that
I
course
don't even
like?
know that many people.
Is it nice? Or is it just, is it cool because you can't get on?
It's a nice course, but it's very linksy, right? It's used kind of more target golf. It's not spread out wide open. You can kind of hit across to another fairway, but there's not a lot of up and down or different shots. I mean, some dog legs here and there, but it's a nice course.
That one is probably cool because you can't get in.
It's very
you can't
exclusive.
get on. So my funny story about that before I give you the Castle and Bobby story is I heard a rumor that Belmead would not let Jim Nantz into their club. You know what? I think Jim Nantz told me that. He said,
Oh, from the horse's mouth.
I believe so. So I've spent a little time with Jim Nantz, not enough to call him a friend. If I saw him, I'd hug him. He'd hug me. We like each other.
I thought you don't hug anybody, dude. I try to hug you and you come in.
I hug
and
you
you're
every day.
like, "Nah,
You
dude,
hug me every day.
Jim Nantz, come here,
I
buddy.
do have his cell phone number, but we're not. I would say we're friends, but we're friendly. And so,
Sounds pretty friendly.
yeah, it was awesome. He's Jim Nantz. You ever met him?
Yes.
He's the greatest.
He's awesome.
Yes. And so he lives in Nashville part time,
Mm-hmm.
and he had said he tried to get into Belmead, and they, were like, yeah, well, look at your resume and your application. And so I get on my show, and I'm going, you're not letting Mr. Masters, the voice of the Masters, immediately jump the line and be at your club. And I made the analogy of that's like Kobe showing up to play pickup ball at the Y and them going, no, wait in line.
Yep.
Like put your quarter down and wait in line.
Right.
I said, no, you let Kobe play immediately when he shows up. So that clip, somebody heard it and sent it back to Jim Nantz. And Jim Nantz, he goes, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. And so then the clip started spreading around, and then somehow, not saying that I'm the reason, but I could possibly be a factor, he got in very soon after that.
That's shocking. Yeah. I mean, when that gets out and the word gets out that you've denied Jim Nantz, the greatest announcer of all time, who could potentially sit there at a member guest and just introduce one person. Do you know what that would do for your club alone?
Oh my
gosh. It's life experiences here, people.
And he's a great guy, like the loveliest. So it wasn't Belmead, but Matt has a really nice club, and so we go and get there around 9:30 or something, and it's a hot day for sure. And the heat index that day was like 104, 105.
Yes, they said it was going to get to 109.
So one of those days, and
It was the hottest day.
it's crazy humidity, it's hot, and so I almost parked because I don't know his club. I almost parked back where they valet cars, like over the hill.
It was like way up. Dude, he didn't even come up to the clubhouse. He was
I was kind of
way
intimidated,
up.
guys. I'll be honest with you.
I don't even know who parks down there.
Parks in a driveway.
Well,
I think it's people that are going to work there all day long.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
He's not.
I was like, I don't want to do the wrong thing. I'm kind of intimidated by this. So, and I haven't had money that long to know what I'm supposed to do. And so I was like, I'm just going to park here. And then I see Cassel and I'm like, okay, let me just drive up and ask him. And he goes, were you going to park back there? I was like, yeah, I didn't know where to park. And so there's a much closer parking spot behind his club. And we go and we get in the car and we get up and we're hitting on the range. And you can tell then that the club is starting to slip out of our hands just from sweat, just from hitting balls on the range.
Bobby had a purple shirt on, and I'm not kidding you. His whole entire back was dark purple. His stomach started to be dark purple. I wore white on purpose, but I looked like I was in a wet t-shirt contest. Yeah. It was brutal. Before Bobby even shows up there, I'm checking the tee time, what time we're going out, and 3 people that are sitting around here that I'm playing with Bobby. He's like, Mr. Cassel, you're with Bobby Bones today? He's like, the Bobby Bones? And then this other guy comes up and goes, you're playing with Bobby? I've known Bobby for 30 years. I was like, okay, everybody knows Bobby Bones here. Okay, that's awesome. Nice to meet you guys for the first time as well. But Bobby is coming. He'll talk to you all momentarily.
We hit some balls, and what I noticed immediately, like you can take the guy out of the league, but you can't take the league out of the guy. Like everything about him, his body, the fluidity of his golf swing. He's shaking his head because he's Mr. Humble. I could tell immediately, all right. He said he hadn't played in a while, so maybe I knew he might be a little rusty, but this guy can do some hand-eye. And so he's cranking them. He's hitting his irons. So, and me, I'm like, honk, honk. I'm like taking up divots so large. I'm embarrassed. I'm thinking I'm going to get charged, like invoiced for the divots on the driving range. And so we get in the car, and it's freaking hot, wasn't it?
It was really hot.
And I am okay with hot. But after a lot of being okay, I start to get not okay. So there was nobody ahead of us either. Because it was so hot that nobody was on the course in the middle of the day. And Matt's good. And he probably was a little rusty because he hadn't played but once or twice this year. He hits the piss out of the ball.
Who had the longest drive of the day?
I hit the cart path. It doesn't count.
It was the greatest shot ever.
If you hit a cart path and it rolls down there, that doesn't count.
It was a par 4. Okay. And it's probably, I don't know, 390, something like that. Maybe a little bit, but it was straight downhill once you get past this point. I thought he hit a tree and just kind of came over, but he must have just missed that. And then there are cart paths there, and then it's a straight downhill. We're looking all over in this one area. We can't find it. And finally I was like, dude, just take a free drop. It was around here somewhere. And I looked down as I'm walking over to my ball. Bobby's is, I'm not kidding you, 10 feet from the green.
370-yard drive.
It must have.
It's cart path. Guys, I'm telling you, it was a decent shot, but it cart pathed all the way down.
It wasn't 370 yards, but it was unbelievable.
Doesn't matter how it gets there. As long as it gets there.
So we play, and it's so hot that when Cassel's hitting drives, you can see the club slipping out of his hand because he swings really hard, and it's just getting it's getting miserable. And I'm thinking, all right, am I the one to say we're only playing 9? Yeah. Am I going to be the one to say, hey, let's just play 9? And I was like, I think we should just play 9. I said, it's so hot. And he was like, yeah, I feel you. So Cassel's a way better golfer than I am, but we had a good time. And
Bobby beat me.
No.
By one stroke.
Yes,
it was.
That's not true. At one point, I hit a ball so far to the left. He goes, just take another free shot. That alone makes me lose the round. He's such a nice guy. He counts me winning, even though he gave me a free mulligan. I was like, I don't want to take a mulligan. I'll play my own. So don't listen to him. He won.
I didn't. He won by a stroke.
It's not true.
But we did play. I wish we could have played 18 because I was having a really good time, except for it was just so hot. It was miserable.
Yes, it was absolutely miserable. I'm really happy that you said something because I would have manned up and been like, dude,
Me too.
I told you we're going to golf.
I know.
We're going to play 18. We're going to do this. And we didn't.
But we did it. We found time. I gave him 3 full days of 20-hour windows each day. And God dang it, do we not find a day to go play golf?
And I said, you want to go play again tomorrow? And he said, hell no, it's way too hot.
I said, it's way too hot. We were going to play, so we were going to jump on with 2 other people. And he said, hey, Ryan Hurd and his brother are playing. We're going to play with them. And I'm great friends with Ryan Hurd, the songwriter, the artist. And so I wasn't going to say anything to Ryan. I was just going to show up and play with them and be like, hey, what? And I know Ryan really well. And so as I'm driving up, I get a text from Ryan going, are you playing at my club? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to play with you. He goes, Nah, man, I'm in Chicago. We just did that in case we wanted to play. I'm going to sing the seventh inning stretch at Wrigley. And I was like, dang, one, I wanted to see you, and two, that's so fortunate.
That's probably the only reason he showed up to play with me. He's like, oh, well, Ryan Hurt's coming? Oh, he's my boy.
Did you guys ride in one cart or two?
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing about where we're at, it was basically cart path only, 75% of the holes?
Yeah, because it's so dry. And usually it's the opposite, because if it's so wet, they don't want you tearing up the grounds. But it was so dry because of the heat.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen that or played on a course like that.
Hey, you never played a course like that.
I have been to that country club
We
one
walked
time.
a lot more.
Hey,
we
this
walked
guy
a lot
here's
more.
got a course, you know what I'm saying?
He
You want to
does.
go play? You want to be friends with Matt Cassel, you go play on a nice
I'm
course.
still waiting for my
There's
invite.
a lot of members there, guys. A lot of members. I'm not the only one here.
But when I was driving up here, I was leaving the other studio to come here. And as I was at my other studio, my wife calls, and I'm in the middle of a segment, so I don't answer, but I noticed it's kind of weird that she called. It was after the show, so if she calls during a show, I know something's wrong. It was after the show. She did some recording. She calls. It goes to voicemail. She calls again. I'm like, oh, well, this is something.
Yep.
So I get off the air, and I call her back. I'm like, what's up? She goes, car's broke down. And I was like, really?
That's so brutal.
Where? And she tells me where, part of town. I said, who are you with? She goes, I got the baby.
Oh.
And I said, oh no, do you want me to come? She goes, well, there's like 3 people from the store that are out here trying to jump the car. And she's like, we're having no luck, so I think we're just going to Uber back to the house. And then I said, so is it in a parking spot in the place? Because she's like, I don't want to just leave the car here.
Right.
I said, okay, but is it in a parking spot? She said, yeah. I said, you're good. If it's in a parking spot, who knows the difference? You're just parked somewhere.
Yeah, you're fine.
And so her and the baby go home. Car's still sitting there. So I got to go now when I leave here, I guess, and jump it.
Are you sure it's a dead battery?
No, I'm not, because I haven't been there. She says it is, but she's like me. We don't know anything about cars. I know a little more because I had some old pieces of crap when I was younger and had to learn how to just get by fixing them. So I'm going to go, and we don't have AAA. I thought we did. So I called this company. I said, hey, if we need to tow the car, because if it's not a junk, can you come? And they're like, yeah, but what's your experience with towing? I always feel like when somebody tows a car, it never really is the same. Like it always drives a little different.
Well, usually you get a car towed in the first place because it's either wrecked or something really bad's happened to it.
Parked wrong.
Right. It's usually not a dead battery. I mean, maybe every now and then.
Well, the transmission could have gone out. Who knows? But I'm saying, like, anytime, hopefully they don't put the hook. They don't do the hook tow, right?
Yeah.
Do they even do that anymore?
I don't know. They probably put the car in neutral and try to back it up, but then that might not work if you've got a dead battery.
I want them to. What I need them to
gently.
do. I wanted to bring a helicopter and lift it, lay it on a bed.
No, please. Please don't hurt it.
And then just slowly drive off. So I'm gonna go do that today. Are you a car guy at all?
No. I know enough to jump a car, put some washer fluid in, and I can change a tire for sure, but I'm not like a car guy by any means. I do remember though one time my wife called AAA to our house because my truck wasn't starting. And I was like, gosh, that's weird because it was fine yesterday. The guy gets there, and sometimes when I pull up to my driveway, I just quickly turn off the car and forget that the car's still in drive. She called the AAA because she thought the car was like busted, the battery needed to be replaced. He comes in, he goes, well, here's your problem right here. And I look in and he's like, "Mwah." And he looked at me like, you dumbass.
A little bit doesn't.
And I didn't even check
That's on you a little bit.
Huh? I didn't check it. Right. And she did. I was gone for a second running an errand. And she's like, yeah, the car's not working. I'm going to call AAA. And then I got home as the guy got there and just was like, boom. And then he pushed the ignition.
Oh, you put it in park. It wasn't him. At least you did.
It was him. Because he looked in the car to see.
He thought it was you that
because it was in drive. So it won't automatically start unless the car's in park. So he's just like, boop, you should be good. Gosh, that's for car people that know cars, it's always embarrassing when you're so ignorant, and it's probably just such a simple fix. It's the same thing when you have a handyman or somebody come over to fix something at the house, and they come in and they immediately go, do, and it's fixed, and you didn't really need to call him at all. ChatGPT has really helped with those
Oh
stuff.
man, me too.
It's unbelievable.
We had a fireplace at our house in Fayetteville that I could not get to work. It was one of those where we go tick, 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 tick.
Right.
And so I had to get. I took a picture of it and I said, "Here's what I'm doing," and it gave me 7 steps. I fixed the whole thing because ChatGPT told me exactly what was wrong. That I also fixed a garage door that wouldn't come all the way down flush. And it was like, you probably need to take the pole. I did it. I felt like freaking Bob Vila. Did you get the reference?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Do you get the reference?
I didn't know if you knew who Bob Vila was, but yeah, ChatGPT. If you just take a picture of something,
Yeah.
I'm so stupid on this one. So, I didn't know that when you had a swimming pool, you filled it up with a water hose.
Would you think that a natural stream would somehow come down, or
like
it just rain often?
A swimming pool truck or something? I don't know. I was stupid. I was stupid. And the first time.
Yes. Is this the fire department? Could you come over and fill up my
Yes.
pool?
Anything.
Anything.
I never had a pool. And the first time they're like, yeah, you just need to run your hose for 3 days. In what? The pool. That's the pool. I never swam the same because I realized I was swimming in water hose water. But we have this hose that we had to put in the pool. They were like, hey, run your hose. At this point, I know how to do it. But it's a weird water hose. It's not the one that you like turn the nozzle. Have you guys seen this new type where it's like a flip switch or something?
No.
Hold on. Say that again.
I don't even know. It's not the
Like
same.
on the wall?
It comes out of the wall and you plug a hose in and then you like turn something and it comes on. I can't even describe it because it's only one.
Fancy.
That's
fancy. You can't hide money, baby, even a pool.
I didn't know how to work the water hose thing, so I took a
Exactly.
ChatGPT picture and it told me. And it kind of treated me stupid. It was like, hey, idiot, what you do is.
This is still a hose.
Yes. So, yeah, that's weird. Anyway, I have to do that with the car today, which I'm glad she didn't get stuck
No, that would have been
with
bad.
the baby and she was in a parking place.
And it's hot outside.
It's brutal, yeah. And she said everybody was so nice to her at the store. Like 3 people had come out to help her.
That's really nice.
It was really nice.
Really nice. You're going to probably invest in that store, though.
You know what's funny? So I had a guy ask me this question. I wonder where I was. So we went to dinner with my wife's best friend and her new husband. And they don't live here. They live in California. And they came to town for a couple of days. And he said, hey, so you bought businesses based on their trash, huh? And I thought, so in my second book, it's called Fail Until You Don't, I talked about I would go to this boxing gym, this title boxing gym. It's a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
But I would go to this one specific one, and I really liked how it was run. And so I just started paying attention to the small things, and I was writing this book at the time. And I said, what I would really pay attention to is the trash. Not what was in it, but is it taken out? Is it in how consistent are they with making sure the small details are taken care of? Because if you don't do the little things right, I don't trust you to do the big things right.
That's right.
And so I talked about how I watched their trash cans for like 2 weeks, outside trash, inside trash. And they did such a great job at making sure it wasn't over flooded. It was taken out. It was that I ended up buying like three gyms.
Because you're of the trash being taken out?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I partnered with.
Holy crap. It didn't matter about the trainers,
No, it
the
did,
work.
but I'd already worked out there.
I've worked out. I just want to watch your trash.
No.
Your trash service looks amazing.
I'd already worked out there for like 6 months, enjoyed it, but I watched how they handled something that was so small, which was their trash. And because of that, I said, okay, they do the little things right. I'm going to trust that they do the big things right. And so, yeah, I went halves into 3 different gyms with the guy.
Have you gone to the other gyms now and watched them take out trash?
No, I haven't. We sold them pretty recently.
Yeah, because they weren't as efficient as
Trash
you thought.
kept over flooding.
Flowing.
Trash is one trash can after another.
Damn it.
Okay.
Wraps are everywhere.
We're here. Let's do situational awareness. Are you ready?
Situational awareness. Give it to me.
Your best player gets suspended for a playoff game, but the president of the United States calls and gets him reinstated. How do you handle it as starting quarterback?
I want to thank you, President, for stepping in on this manner. Obviously, you read the evidence. You understand what took place, and I'm just very fortunate to have him back. And at the end of the day, go whatever team I'm on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What else are you going to say? I mean, if the president steps in and overruns the
President
NFL.
of America.
Of America, that's what I'm saying.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
He doesn't
America.
need to be getting involved in the NFL.
You know what? I'd probably be told by the PR team to go a different direction, but you know, I'm staying out of it. It's a situation that's out of my hands. The league's handling it. Obviously, the president of the United States is involved as well, but it's not my decision. Do I hope he's there? Of course I do.
Good answer.
You know,
That's that PR answer. That's
don't
training.
kid yourself.
You heard
That's
right
training.
there.
That is definitely training here. Let me turn off this ringer. I'm really sorry.
I've
if you
not
it
heard
dinged.
anything ring
Oh,
once.
well, it dinged.
Maybe you're just going crazy. Sometimes I hear
definitely ding.
phantom baby cries whenever the baby's not crying.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you hear phantom dings because you're always getting dinged by your kids on your watch.
Hey, what's up? Where are you, Dad?
Where-
When you come to pick me up, kid, what are we doing for dinner? They'll ask a question like that all the time. They'll be like, they'll just get done with lunch. It won't be more than 30 minutes out. Big lunch. Hey, Dad, what are we doing for dinner? I was like, I have no idea. I just fed you your second meal of the day. Like, sit there, be patient, and we'll figure it out.
Be full. Sit
Be
there
full.
and be full. All right, you're up.
All right. A friend asked for honest feedback on their podcast idea, but it's terrible. What advice do you give them?
A real friend? Because a real friend, I would say this. That's a bad idea. If it's a real friend that I can be really, it's a bad idea. No one's going to listen to it. You tighten it up. I need you to find a better niche. If it's a mid friend, like somebody I work with and like, who I need to be a little more sensitive with.
Like Jim Nance.
Oh. Jim.
Jim, you don't do anything wrong.
I think I would figure out why it's bad. And let's just say it's a podcast that everybody does. I'll give you an example. Everybody wants to do a podcast interviewing people.
Right.
We have those. Unless you're famous wildly, or you're going to be able to have extremely famous guests, it's going to be so hard to get people to pay attention to it because it's in such a fractured world. So if it's a bad interview podcast, I'm going to go, hey, look, you're not really going to build this. It's going to be very hard because people want to come at first for one or two reasons. You have so nailed guests, or you're the person they want to come and talk to. I would say I think you need to identify a better niche, like specifically find something like The Simpsons, like Abraham Lincoln, and really dive into something so specific that people looking for that, and then you can branch out. I'd probably give them a couple ideas on what to do, not instead, but to modify what they're saying. This has happened to me so many times. Why you asked that?
I was going to say,
This has
you
happened to me
probably get
so
approached
many times.
all the time.
So many times. The two things that people do most. One, I got a podcast where I just want to have real talk with people.
Real talk. What is real talk?
Yeah. What do you think everybody else thinks they're doing?
Right.
Everybody thinks they're having real talk with. No. But I'm talking. We get down to it.
Okay.
Okay.
But not all your guests want to get down to it.
But also, is everybody else going, I'm going to do an interview, but today I don't feel like getting down to it. No, everybody tries to get down to it.
Yeah. Like Pac-Man Jones got down to it.
What an interview.
What an interview.
And the other one is when they go something like, no one's ever going to have heard honesty like this before. Yeah, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most great podcasters have a vulnerability to them that allows people to grow close to them. But I get that a lot. It's an interview podcast where I'm going to talk to, every once in a while I get a great idea thrown at me that's so good. I had one, and I don't mind saying who she is because she's not doing the interview. She's not doing the podcast anymore like that. But she came to me and she said, I want to do this podcast where I just interview the wives of country stars. And this is like 4 or 5 years ago because people do this now in a way. There's like a WAGs podcast for athletes and their wives and girlfriends. And 4 or 5 years ago, she said, so I'm going to get like Caroline Bryan. I'm going to get Brittany Aldean. These are country music wives and talk to them. I was like, that's a home run.
Right.
Now, it's not for me, but it's not supposed to be for me. That's a home run idea. You're talking to all of the, and she does it and it's great. And then she gets bored with it in about a year and a half and is like, I'm going to change it up. And so she has still a good podcast. She's on my podcast network. Her name's Caroline Hobby. And sometimes she brings on the wives still. But like she had that idea and was doing it before any of these podcasts that do that now do it. And then she just got bored. And I was just like, don't get bored. Don't get bored.
Oh, don't get
It's
bored.
such a good idea.
You've got that whole demographic of moms that sit there and watch Housewives, the one that are in LA and Atlanta, and everybody wants a piece of that show.
And it's so hard to have something that is even quasi-original in podcasting these days. So that's my answer to that. If it was my close friend, I would be like, that is not good. That is not going to work. If it were Jim Nance, I'd say, let me give you some ideas on how to modify
Let's
that
work
a bit.
together on
Yeah.
this.
Next up, your wife wants to leave a party right when you are finally having fun. Do you negotiate or do you pack it up?
Pack it up. Pack it up, boys. I've tried to stay longer than I should, and it usually backfires and doesn't work out well for me. So when the wife is ready, I'll be ready to roll.
I got a funny.
And I always have fun. Like, I'm not just starting to have fun. If I go to a party, the reason I went to that party is because my intentions are to have fun. I'm not usually going to any party where I think it's going to suck.
Fair. Unless you have to go because it's a party that maybe your wife wants to go to and you're just.
I'm still going to make it fun.
So on that note, I got an Instagram story sent to me from a friend that also knows you and loves you. And I love you, for the record. So I want to say this. I don't want you to take this the wrong way because this is actually a good thing.
No. A setup of
this is a good
build up, knock down. You know that's a method of psychology. Okay, I love you, he loves you, but we both talked a ton of.
Did not talk bad about you at all. So you are a very warm and loving person. Generally, you, people are drawn to you because you have such a smile on your face. You're a hugger. God dang, he's a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
I mean, every day.
I'm a dapper. I'm a hugger.
All that.
Yeah.
And so he sent me this. Let's see if I can find it. And the whole joke is when you have that one friend who's a little too physical when he's affectionate, and it's like people hugging, it's like hurting him because he's hugging him so much.
That is definitely me.
Yeah, let me see if I can find this one.
Little nut tap. Oh, get to know you, buddy.
Okay. It says that one friend who gets mad physical every time he sees you and likes you. And he said it's you. We both said it's you. He's like, "What's up?" He's like hugging him. He's like slapping him. He's headlock.
That is.
That's you. That's all out of love.
I do.
But you're also big and strong, and maybe sometimes you don't realize your largeness and strength.
Yeah, you know what? My love language is being touchy-feely.
For sure.
Like, you just got to let you know that I'm coming in for the real thing, for sure.
For sure.
That is funny.
That is
That is funny. Who is the friend?
No.
You're not even going to tell me?
No, but we both love you.
Why would you not tell me?
Nah.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to find out. I'm going to go hit him so hard the next time I see him. Your wife asks if you noticed her haircut. You did not. Do you fake it?
No. Here's the thing that happens with my wife a lot.
You guys get the same haircut at the same time?
That's a good one. She will get her hair colored, and I don't notice. And I'm colorblind, like pretty significantly.
But are we talking like roots showing and
It doesn't
you should have
matter.
noticed?
It doesn't matter. I'm colorblind.
So you don't even know what color hair your wife has?
I probably do.
I
But
think you do.
But I know I do.
I'm colorblind. So you can use that for sure.
Oh.
That's an ace in the pocket.
Oh, you
bro.
got your hair colored? You know, I'm colorblind. I bet it's great, but I can tell.
Did they layer it too? No, they didn't layer anything.
I'm
They just
layer
colored
blind.
it.
I'm layer blind. I didn't know if it was. I would know if she cuts her hair because she doesn't often, and when she does, it's mostly dramatic. And also, I know that she's going, if she's gonna go.
Because it's like a 2-hour ordeal.
Yeah, she's gone for a long time.
They're really gone for a long period.
Where
of
I
time.
get though that question, if you would have said when she colors her hair and you don't notice, because sometimes I don't, I just go, "Oh, I didn't notice. I have a disability."
It works well in that circumstance.
Yeah. Okay. You beat your son in a game of basketball. He starts crying. What do you do?
Man, I'll tell you, I had a few instances when they're a little bit younger that they're very competitive. They want to win. And if at some point I'm winning, they get so frustrated that they're slamming a ball. And then my best response, honestly, is I'll miss the next shot and I'll get the rebound and I'll slam the ball and I'll act exactly like they do to give them a visible understanding of what they look like and how they're acting. And then they start laughing and then it kind of changes the environment of what's going on. Because again, when you're playing against your younger sons that aren't very big and physical, like I'm swat their ball every now and then, but for the most part, I'm not trying to dominate them in basketball. So, but I will, they definitely have started crying a few times especially when they're younger, that I just kind of play that role. I act it out.
You fight fire with fire. You just give it back to 'em?
100%.
Yeah. All right, last one.
100%. Last one. Your friend asks you for help. Oh, sorry. Your friend asks him to help move. He doesn't have any boxes packed up when you show up. Are you still helping?
Well, before that, when a friend asks me to move, I'm going to say, hey, you're one of my closest friends.
How much can I pay?
I'm going to pay a moving company to come and do this for you.
And that's why they ask you to help them.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going. Hey, would you help me move? Yeah. How much you got? If it's just a little, no problem. I don't have a truck. I got an SUV. I don't have a truck. So
All right, it's not your close friend. It's Jim Nance.
if it's Jim Nance.
You get there. You thought for sure this guy's going to have a moving company.
Good point. First of all, if it's not someone super close, I ain't going over to his house to help move. The answer is going to be probably not. Can I help? I'm busy. I'm hanging out with Matt Cassel playing 9 holes.
Sweating.
So, yep. If it's a close friend, dude, let me just hire a moving company. It's the least I can do. And then I let them do it.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get out of the hard labor.
Yeah, and then it's my treat.
Yeah, my treat.
To myself and to them.
And you feel
Yes.
good. Yes. And you feel good about it, for sure.
Coming up, Tom E. Curran. How do you know Tom?
We worked together at NBC Sports Boston. When I first retired, I went and covered the Patriots for NBC Sports Boston. Tommy Curran was one of my co-hosts in the pregame, halftime, post game. The funny part was when we first started, that pregame was a 3-hour long show. That's a long pregame show.
That's as long as the game.
Yeah. It was like a 3-hour long, and then we went to 2, then we went to a 1-hour format, which was a little bit better. But you had a lot of bandwidth to be able to talk about every different scenario, what's going on around the league. The one thing that they didn't have, though, is they weren't allowed, based on copyright, this, that, and the other, to show highlights. So they do like a still shot of something, and it's really hard to talk about a football play if you don't visibly have evidence to show, maybe highlight a player, do that. So a lot of it was I learned how to communicate to a larger audience with descriptions of what I was seeing, but it was a challenge at first. I mean, 3 hours is a long time, and we used to do it in a bar in Foxborough. We were live from a bar in Foxborough.
Is he like Mr. Patriot? Has he covered the Patriots?
For like 30 years.
So he knows
been
that he's
around.
been there.
Dynasty,
Did he cover
Belichick.
while you were there?
He did. He covered us when I was there as well.
All right, we'll talk Patriots with Tom coming up next. All right, let's welcome in Tom E. Curran, longtime Patriots insider for NBC Sports Boston. He has covered the Patriots through the Brady-Belichick dynasty, the post-Brady reset, and now the Drake Maye, Mike Vrabel area. So one of the most trusted voices when it comes to the Patriots. And this is your boy, huh?
This is my boy, Tom E. Curran. We used to work together at NBC Sports Boston. He really helped raise me in this industry, and I will be forever grateful. How the heck are you doing, buddy?
You can trust me.
I can
I'm a
trust
trusted
you.
voice.
You're-
Come to me for the straight shooting. I am great, and I'm so happy to have anything to do with your current career because we had so much friggin' fun. And I'm telling you, folks, Matt Cassel, Kevin, you know this, one of the funniest people and absolutely revered by all because he just doesn't GAF.
Funniest? I don't know. Revered, awesome, lovely? Absolutely. Funniest?
Really? You have a hard time with funniest?
You know,
There's a lot of funny people
I
out
mean,
there.
he's in the same room with me. You know, it's kind of hard. But yes, beloved by all for
Are you
sure.
funny, Kevin?
I'm Bobby.
Oh, well, it says Kevin O'Connell under your name.
Yeah, sometimes I just go by. I go by that when I
The
check into
alias?
hotel rooms, so people don't stalk
Oh,
me.
that's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess you are.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys had a pretty big offseason. Obviously, the acquisition, A.J. Brown. Does that immediately raise the ceiling for the Patriots this season, Tom?
I'm pausing in case you guys want to start again because I Bobby's name.
No,
Okay.
are you kidding? It's hilarious.
Yeah, see, you're funny too.
We're
You're
not
funny too.
starting over. Are you
We're not
kidding?
starting over.
That'd probably be the best part of the
You can
interview.
leave that in too if you want.
Yeah, we will.
He's like, no,
How
edit
did
that.
A.J.
No, we
Brown-
don't edit anything.
Yeah, no ego here.
Yeah.
How does A.J. Brown impact the Patriots in the immediate? Was that the question?
Yes. The ceiling of this offense, does it immediately go up?
Yes, it does because they haven't had an X, Matt, since you were there. For God's sake, They haven't. They haven't had a lead X, put it that way. They've had Gronk, they've had Welker, neither of whom would qualify as X's. They've had James White, they've had Kevin Falk. The X's that they've had have been Brandon Cooks, Brandon LaFell, Antonio Brown for 15 seconds, but really nobody who qualifies as a boundary receiver who can do the things that AJ Brown can do. Now, the Eagles made him exclusively that, to the point where he got pissed off. He doesn't work in the middle for the Eagles. He will work in the middle more for the Patriots. But I think you could probably point out all the reasons that a big 6'2", 225-pound receiver with the build of A.J. Brown is going to make this offense that much more difficult to deal with. Will it be the same? And I don't want to prattle on too long here, but Drake Maye last year on 3rd and 11 to 15 had a completion rate of like 50%, and the teams or even higher. And I could look it up. His conversion rate on those was the same as it would be on 3rd and 1 or 2. That can't continue, or could it? Because their offensive weaponry is that much better. But it's really amazing when you look at those outlier numbers that Drake Maye was responsible for last year. And the teams they played might have sucked, but the defenses didn't suck. That's an interesting qualifier. So should impact them significantly. Sorry, Buck.
No, indulge me here, Tom. So whenever Tom Brady gets hurt, and you're like, oh my God, this Cassel guy's going in. Like what
gave me the Cassel?
What was that like in New England? Like week 1, week 2, week 3 of that situation?
Well, he played so friggin' bad in the preseason.
It was limited action.
Be that as it may. And in 2007, when Bill said, go ahead in there and go get him, we're kicking the shit out of the Dolphins.
Oh.
He immediately threw it to the wrong team.
Jason Taylor returned. Literally, they put me in. We're winning like 40-something to nothing. It's mop-up duty.
What game is this? This preseason?
No, this is a regular season game.
No, this is a regular season game.
This is before Brady got hurt.
This is before Brady. This is the year before Brady got hurt.
Got it.
We're drumming the Miami Dolphins down in Miami. Bill puts me in late in the 4th quarter. Call Z return, X stop, something like that. Well, Welker's hot. They're bringing 2 strong, and Welker kind of he stops there, but then he keeps going. I throw the ball, trying to anticipate because I got to get the ball in my hands. Jason Taylor, defensive end, stands up because he's responsible for hot. Comes over, I hit him directly in the numbers. And he takes it into the touchdown for like 20-yard return. Talk about feeling pretty small. Yeah, so that was part of my journey.
That was the year before.
So
that was
it was
the
like
year before.
It was like 45-21. It was early in the season. Matt came in. That happened. And then it hadn't yet, or 42-21. Anyway, it turned into a 14-point game. So after the game, everybody was already up in arms about the Patriots rubbing teams' faces in it. And they brought Brady back in. You never see that. Starter came back in. And I remember Sal Palantonio in the post games like, hadn't you already made your point? You bring Tom Brady back in after that pick 6? Well, I mean, it's a 14-point game at this point. I mean, it's just, so I can only imagine. And Matt, I'm not bringing it up to highlight something. I'm just saying that when Brady got hurt, nobody was expecting double-digit wins, and the level of capability that Matt had throughout that season. And Matt was unbelievably physically tough and athletic in a way that Brady wasn't. I mean, I think that Matt, had he come into the league and had probably more college experience, had he come into the league in 16, 17, 18, or 19, he'd have been a lot different player in terms of the way he was viewed and used, because he's a friggin' Bobby, you've seen him run around, right?
Yeah, he's a large Adonis type figure that's also good looking and extremely nice. Yeah.
He ran people over, and it could be a real. So that's good.
Did you feel his celebrity rising locally though after a few wins? Like, could you feel it was, man, this might be our guy, not forever, but this season, and we're getting behind him?
Oh, yeah. I think that there was definitely a groundswell, but it still came with a large dose of skepticism because he hadn't really played a snap since high school. So I don't think the people were all in a way that they would have been if Matt had had the same background as Jimmy Garoppolo. and was anointed. I think he had a lot to overcome. And Matt, if I'm not mistaken, that was a tough year for you personally, right? Your dad.
Yes, he passed away in between the Seattle game and the Raiders game.
Yeah,
year.
this is something, Bobby. If you want to get serious, I don't know how long we're here, but he was a real champion. Matt was during that year because he's extremely close to his dad, and I think you were Sutton.
Yes.
Am I mistaken?
Yes, it was Sutton.
Well, but we didn't know about it. We didn't talk about it. We didn't cover it with the same intensity. Matt was incredibly for his beautiful, sparkling eyes and smile. Really a stoic and an admirable, not admirable. You know what I'm saying? Just he did some tough.
Had to handle some stuff, but that's what this game kind of brings to you, the adversity and everything else. I was going to ask you, were you actually surprised that Belichick franchised me after that season? I mean, I never saw that coming in a million years.
He did that.
Yeah. A lot of people do. They're like, wait, how'd you end up in Kansas City? I was like, I got traded there. And they're like, I thought you were a free agent. I was like, nope. New England franchised
Talk about
me.
gaming. See, and that's why people hated the Patriots. There's so many things that they've done that were within the rules, but against the spirit of the rules. That you forget. Hey, we have Tom Brady. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. He threw 50 touchdowns 2 years ago. That's our franchise quarterback. Matt Cassel is. I was not surprised because it was inevitable. I mean, he was going to do whatever he could to get an angle and compensation. So they would use whatever was at their disposal. So it didn't surprise me. But it is, I was extremely happy for his success when he went to Kansas City. What'd you have, 27-7 touchdowns to pick?
Yes, sir.
He was
yes,
good.
Sir.
He was a good player, man. Good player now.
So from all the years that you've covered the Patriots, one of the times that I think about is after Belichick left and Mac Jones was the quarterback, and for a second Mac Jones was hot and then he was not, and there was all the drama, second string, third string. Now he's kind of bounced back and he's a great backup. Did you think Mac Jones was going to be a good quarterback, was just in the wrong situation with that era of what did you think of Mac Jones when he was drafted and was playing with New England early?
Thought he was pretty good. I thought he had a great understanding of what he wanted to do with the ball, and that's why he took the job from Cam Newton within about 11 seconds of training camp starting. Cam obviously is a superior physical player, had an MVP, great leader, but they would put him in red zone, which training camp always started with red zone stuff, Bobby, and Cam would be padding, deciding. He'd be throwing, completely wide open to the end zone, horrible mechanics. And Mac Jones was just doink, 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 right when he got there. So it was pretty clear he was going to win the job. So he had the accuracy. He had the understanding of what to do in the offense. He didn't have great arm strength, but he had great anticipation to mitigate that. And he actually was physically tough, even though sometimes you saw pictures of him like after he got hit. He did take some thrashings. So he should have been a good player, but he ended up getting sent to timeout because when he and Hoyer, Matt can tell you about Brian Hoyer, who he's friends with as well, when they made Matt Patricia and Joe Judge the OC and quarterbacks coach and offensive line coach and tried to give them every job on offense when they weren't really prepared for it, Brian Hoyer would say to Mac, this is a little, can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is a little, and Mac goes, yeah, I thought so. And then he'd pick up the phone and call somebody. And the Belichick caught wind that he was going outside the building to try and figure out what in God's name he should be doing. And then Bill said, okay, I'm done with you. Basically wasn't talking to a starting quarterback by the end of that. So that's why it didn't surprise me when he came in for San Francisco last year and played with some capability. Am I talking too long?
No, we love this.
You're holding court. We love it. I was curious about, the post-Brady Belichick years that got lean, and I think about Mac Jones being there and being the guy, but then Bailey Zappi being the guy, and then And then there was no consistency, but now I like to see the Mac Jones kind of redemption arc. Not that he's a starting quarterback, but he played really well last year, and I think now he'll be able to eventually have a starting job somewhere else. I just wondered if you had seen that in him early on.
Oh yeah, I said when he played like got traded, replaced, benched by Belichick for Bailey Zappi at the end of that room, at the end of that season, I said, and I say a lot of shit, so I said, Mac Jones will start and win a playoff game in this league. He absolutely will. And I believe that. He is a high-level backup who's the kind of guy who, when inevitably somebody gets hurt in week 14 and he has to play into the postseason, he's the kind of guy who you can say, oh, wow, he went 18 for 22 for 171 yards and 2 touchdowns, no picks. I guess that was a pretty good performance. That's the kind of guy.
That's the kind of guy. Then let's talk about Drake Maye. So he comes in his rookie year, and you could see flashes. The physical ability was there, but it wasn't always a consistency. A lot of that had to do with the personnel around him. But then last year, coming into that season, there was higher expectations because of the arrival of Josh McDaniels coming back. How pivotal was that, having Josh McDaniels there in the building with Drake Maye helping his development?
It was massive, but I will say this. One really cool thing that Alex Van Pelt did during Maye's rookie year is he took him back to fundamentals 101 and improved a guy who was very scattershot, very disorganized, and robotic as they tried to work on some of his drops and stuff, and turned him into a guy who was much more accurate by the end of that 2024 training camp. Really accurate, and was ready to become the leader. And I think that shouldn't be overlooked because his drastic improvement began when he was drafted. Minicamp, it was weird. Well, boy, it's going to take a minute. And everybody said that. Belichick said that the night he was drafted, famously. It's going to take some time. He's a great improver. And then when McDaniels came in, he played to his strengths. And Matt, again, I don't know. Drake Maye is probably faster, probably a little bit stronger, and probably has a little bit more explosive arm.
So he's better in every category. He's better in every category.
Okay. Yeah, I think Matt Cassel's a 74% Drake Maye. But,
Ow.
Drake
Maye, he's really good.
Well, McDaniels couldn't, exploit the things that Matt did that Maye can do. He's not going to build the offense around Matt Cassel, but he could build it around the mobility of Maye. And because players and the systems are so changed and there's more acceptability to allow Drake Maye to play off script, McDaniels allowed him to do that. So I think that was something that really was strong. They wanted Maye to be a better leader. They wanted him to play from the pocket, not get jumpy, but be decisive. And I think one great thing about Maye as a quarterback is he's unbelievably decisive. When he says it's time to go, it's time to go, and he doesn't do it too early. And
when you look at last season's Patriots record, do you see a team that had an easy schedule and a fortunate playoff game against an injured quarterback, or do you see a team that was actually really good?
I see a team that the former, it was an easy schedule, but they took advantage and they played with, a really good spirit. They didn't just take advantage, though, of Jarrett Stidham. They took advantage of the Los Angeles Chargers offensive line, which was in utter disarray. They exploited the shit out of them, turned it into hell for Justin Herbert. Then C.J. Stroud was coming off one of the worst playoff games anyone had ever seen in the wild card round. They get him in the divisional round, and he plays an even worse game somehow. And then Bo Nix gets hurt in garbage time, and they get Jarrett Stidham. So there are teams that we've seen over the course of our sports viewing careers that end up in final games that aren't prepared. Like, remember I'm going way too far back. Matt will remember, you won't, probably. Remember the 94 Chargers? Who was Stan Humphries?
Chargers?
Yeah, Stan Humphries, right?
Humphries
Yeah.
And Humphreys, they played the Niners, and it was an absolute blitzing. I think that Steve Young threw for 6 touchdowns.
I was like
It
49
just-
to like 7.
Yeah, it was chaos. 55-10, I think.
Okay.
Not good. No, I think you might be right. 49, because they covered like a 20-point spread. But the Patriots were kind of like that. They had no shot against Seattle, and despite the fact that we thought going into that game that they might. They just got overpowered by that front, which so often happens in the Super Bowl, where a front four can just take over a game and wreck it. And that's what happened with Seattle. So the Patriots were a good team, an improving team, but they were not nearly ready for prime time.
When you look at this year's Patriots team, where are the places that they've improved the most and the places that you think they're most vulnerable or need more help at?
I think wide receivers, drastic improvement with Romeo Doubs in and A.J. Brown in. That's a layup. Offensive line, massive improvement, especially if everything works out with Elijah Vera Tucker, who was a Jets first rounder. And when you watch clips of him from when he's healthy, he's just a friggin' rototiller. That should improve as well with Jared Wilson moving to center, away from guard, where he was a Pro Football Focus flop. Even though he was pretty good, but at guard, he was not as good as you hope that he would be at center if you're a Patriots fan. Will Campbell should be stronger, fully healthy. I worry about his confidence because I think he's a very confident kid, but he also seems to have rabbit ears. And I think he heard every bit of criticism. And sometimes when you hear all that criticism, you might say it doesn't bother you, but you're obviously going to operate with the criticism in your mind. And he's out there. He is remarkably narrow-shouldered for a left tackle in the NFL. And you can see him when we're at mini camps or training camp, and you're close to him relative to the guys who are standing across from him. He's obviously big, a large human, but he's just differently shaped. So he's going to have to continue to get by on that. But those are places they're better. Tight end sucks, unfortunately. Not that Hunter Henry's not good, but they moved on from Austin Hooper and they replaced him with a kid named Julian Hill from Miami, who's already lost for the season. And then they drafted this kid Eli Raritan from Notre Dame, who did not impress me in terms of saying, oh, wow, she's kind of there during the mini camps. So maybe he'll be better. So that's disappointment. And defensive and edge and the defensive interior line is a problem. They lost Kyrus Tonga, who was a really good player, went to the Chiefs, just like Matt Cassel did once upon a time. And they're just not good enough on the edge. They moved on from Anthony Jennings. They brought in Draymond Jones. What the hell else happened there? It's July. I have to reboot soon. They're not good enough on the edge to exert pressure.
When you said that, but with the interior of this defense, you got Milton Williams, Christian Barmore is a guy that,
yep.
I mean, those are two dudes, though. If Christian Barmore, yep. What about Christian Barmore right now? He just needs to be more consistent. If he's able to do that, though, I think most of those worries that you're talking about are probably going to go away, don't you think?
I do, but you still need to. They generated so much pressure, Matt, in my estimation, with scheme and exploiting teams and sending the fifth guy and twists and great pursuit by K'Lavon Chaisson, who went to the Commanders. They're putting a lot on Harold Landry and hoping Harold Landry plays well. Oh, here's what sucks for them. They drafted Gabe Akers and hoped that he would be a guy who could play kind of immediately, and he still hasn't. He didn't show up for training camp or anything like that. Excuse me, mini camp, because he's got some contract strife. So, issue.
How long is the Vrabel Rossini going to last?
I don't think very long. I think it'll bubble up on a regular basis as they enter every new stadium. But for a week-to-week topic, I don't think it's going to be, which is good in my estimation, because we really wrung everything out of it possible. Every permutation of what could happen. And that was the whole thing. Is every day we do a show called Early Edition or Boston Sports Tonight, and we have podcasts. And every day, well, We saw him at Pizza Hut. We have a receipt from Pizza Hut in 2023. Okay, you're going to find those things because clearly they had some kind of a relationship, somewhat familiar. So we're going to keep finding those. Do we have to keep covering it? So I don't think, unless something emerges, and I don't think, knowing Diana as I do, who's a really good friend and someone I enjoyed every time I've had an opportunity to have her on my stuff, there's been a lot of conversation about, will Diana Rossini talk? And I don't know. From my vantage point, some of the decisions you made might have been so hurtful to your family and folks around you, and I still don't know exactly what happened, and reflect so difficult, and knowing that it's going to be something that continues to, when you Google Diana Rossini, something that comes up and you have young kids, do you want to really invite further scrutiny to tell your side, quote unquote, for what? For what? I mean, it's just to satiate whatever masses who need to find out more about what chapter and verse happened, and are you mad that Mike's still a coach? And I don't see the logic in that. And I didn't intend to veer down this conversation track, but you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that people keep waiting wait till Diana Rossini speaks on Good Morning America, or she tells her side, and it's been, I don't know, if you do something that's really, you're not really proud of, do you have to stand up on a platform and discuss all the reasons you did it for, Kevin and Topeka to pick apart?
That guy's a dick.
Yeah.
Kevin Topeka.
He's so judgmental.
On the social medias, he's just
God,
always negative. I hate that guy.
Dude trolls me.
In terms of Patriot fans, though, do they care as much about this situation as the whole national tabloids and everything else? Or they just care that Mike Vrabel's there and gives them the best opportunity to win?
I think it's the same. It's the same thing with any workplace or any set of people. Some people are going to be so offended by something like that it's going to be hard for them to look at Mike and divorce the accusations, allegations, things that might have gone on. And there's going to be other people who look, hey, I was never under the impression that these people, the most they're not, part of the clergy. They're going to have off-field lives. I just want them to coach a good game and play well. So I think there's that wide range. I think if you say whichever Patriot fan you pick off the street, the largest majority would be, yeah, it's unfortunate. I feel bad for, the spouses. I just hope they do well. And
Tom Curran's
private lives are private lives. Sorry, buddy.
No, that's totally on me. I gotta let you breathe. I gotta let you breathe in that.
Oh, I've been babbling though.
No. You've been giving us the gold, Tom.
Gold, baby.
Tom. Tom Curran's Patriots Talk podcast. You guys can follow Tom at Tom E. Curran. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the insight on my friend here, Matt Cassel, who, his version of the story is completely different. If you ask him how it all went down.
Which story?
Well, all of them that he told. That he said as soon as he went in, everybody knew that he was the man. You got to hear him talk about it.
Oh man, I said I got.
They were cheering for him like Rudy. They were like Cassel. As soon as So it sounds like that wasn't true, Tom.
I don't know. I don't even remember it that way. Hey, look at this, Matt.
What do you got? Oh, Edgewood, Tahoe. He went out there to Tahoe last week. You said you took the family out and went and golfed the golf course.
Yep.
Avid golfer here. Avid golfer.
Well, good for you to play golf where it's not 500 degrees where we are now. It's 500 friggin' degrees.
Where are you guys?
Nashville.
Oh, is that down in Tennessee?
No. It's in Mississippi.
No, Europe.
Oh,
you know where I live, Nashville. You've said you're going to come and visit multiple times.
Is there any chance that I could come down with friends and go to Nashville and you can get us on your golf course and stuff?
No chance. I'm not hosting you and your friends. How many friends are you going to bring? A whole bus load?
Do I really have that many friends? Do I really have that many people?
Just call me, buddy. Just call me.
Tom,
we
really appreciate the time. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll talk to you again when the season's going.
I would like that.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
All right. Final story from each of us, the NFL top 100, the players vote. And so with this, they haven't released a whole list yet. Am I right? Is it one of those where they just release like a few at a time to keep you going?
Yeah, each day.
Because I thought it was a weird story because they didn't put number 1 on there. They only had like number 38.
Yeah.
So A.J. Brown, new Patriots receiver at number 80, which drops him 51 spots. Travis Kelce came in at 79, which dropped him 42 spots. And so more so about their position, did you ever vote in the top 100? Was that a thing when you were playing?
It was, and I believe there was a year I was in the top 100, but maybe you should check that.
You were not. I already
Yes, I
looked
was. Yes, I was.
You were in like
Yes,
a
I was.
Bleacher Report.
Kevin
No,
came
I
out
was
live.
definitely in the
Kevin
top
came out
100.
live. Yeah,
2010,
He didn't
11.
even say I didn't look. He just said, no, you weren't.
Wasn't I there?
I already
Yeah,
did
he
some
didn't
homework
look,
on
dude.
that.
I'll check that out.
Do players look at this? Do they care?
I don't think players care as much as they do about Pro Bowl honors, All Pro honors, all those things that are voted on, obviously by the players themselves. They probably do to a certain extent, and it is an honor to be on the top 100 because I do think the players vote for the top 100. So they go to each position group, make their rankings, and then they tally up votes, and that's how it decides who's in the top 100. Now, I don't know how they do the draft specific order of 100 down to 1, but when you usually look at those top 10, top 20 players, everybody in the league can agree they were pretty much deserving of that on that given year.
All right, what's your story? Wrap us up.
All right, story. This is a wild story. Sean Payton attempted to have Bill Belichick take his head coaching job to break Don Shula's win record.
He was like going to step down for a minute, right? And let him coach.
He was going to, just so he could get it and then regain that position as the head coach. I just think it's fascinating to imagine Sean Payton voluntarily stepping down, even if it's just temporarily for anyone, because he's got a pretty big ego and he's at the same time a Super Bowl winning coach. So, but to do that, and I didn't know he had that type of relationship with Belichick as well, to say, hey, I really want you to get this honor, take over for Don Shula. How do you feel if you're Don Shula and on that side of the fence going, wait, you're going to hire this guy just to come break my record?
Wait, Don Shula dead?
Yeah, he died in 2020.
So I feel pretty good if I'm Don Shula. I'm not really concerned about it.
I'm saying if you're making that argument on his behalf for him as the winningest coach of all time, for
like Mike Shula, let's say. How does Mike Shula feel?
Right. That's one of the biggest pieces of history in our game, to be the winningest coach of all time. And then for somebody to come in and Sean Payton, because of his relationship with Bill Belichick, to step down and allow him to coach just to get Don Shula's record without really truly being the head coach of a team.
Feels a bit like if the president calls a company and goes, hey, can we overturn that red card and let's cheat a little bit? I mean, yeah, not exactly fair. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I know.
Did you watch any of that game?
Of course I watched. It was terrible. What a terrible game.
It was terrible. But did you hear, was it the coach for Belgium after, or one of the players, the interview where they just absolutely went after the U.S.? And
I would have too if I were
This
them.
is the first time you guys face any competition. This is real.
They were like,
competition.
overturn this. They started yelling, overturn this, overturn this. We cheated and still lost. Now, the call was bad during the game.
I was going to say, did you see that call?
It's not about the call. The call was bad, but it was over. It's like a targeting penalty and somebody has to miss the next game. And the governor of Alabama calls and goes, hey, I think this Crimson Tide player that got the targeting is going to miss the first half. I think we should re-review that. So then they go, oh, okay. They go back in the SEC offices in Alabama and yeah, I think we're going to remove that targeting call because we got a call from the governor. That ain't.
Is it the rarest of the rare to get a red card overturned after the fact?
Two times ever in the World Cup.
Oh, so it's 2 times ever.
Ever. This and in the 60s, I believe it happened. So some people were arguing about Ronaldo, but his red card was before the tournament even started. And so he got to play, and they were like, no, but it was a different tournament. That didn't happen here. And so also you can review, there are situations outside of this tournament that you can review a red card and they can overturn it. But there is no review process. FIFA even said after the game, we can't review it. It is a non-reviewable call. So it was bull that was a red card. In my opinion, who knows nothing about soccer, still thought it was bull. But once it's a call, it's a call.
Right.
And the game's over. And the next day they said, we can't review it. And then we have daddy call and go, I think we need to review it.
Yeah, that's bad luck.
And then we get beat 4-1. I'd have been screaming too. Overturn this. Overturn this.
The one that got me was when the goalie came out of goal and
Oh my God.
he blocked it, but then his foot hit the ground, kind of like that field goal. Remember the field goal that we
When he
talked
kicked the
about
ground,
when
yeah.
he kicked the ground? And you're going, what in the hell? Then he panics and kicks it right to the dude. And I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
That was, and then the further insult to injury was at the end of the game when they scored the fourth goal right before, I think there was 15 seconds left in the game.
And they was running like the crowd, like, come on now. Come on now. It was like wrestling.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of talk in that game. It was physical too.
USA all the way. But yeah, no, we tried to cheat and that sucked.
No, we were allowed to cheat, it sounds like.
We tried, we succeeded in cheating, and then we lost.
But
and then we got
it was a
and
backfire.
we got crushed. That's it. That's Matt Cassel. That's Kickoff Kevin. That's Brandon Ray. I'm Bobby Bones. We have had lots to say. We will see you guys next week. All right, bye everybody.